Oh. Hmm. Oh, okay. Hey, hey, hey. All right, I'm gonna give some people time to come up because I'm getting ready to pull up my charts and back test. So for those that don't know me, I am Earlene Bacon, aka Madam Overflow. Okay. So this is gonna be very informal. I just want to, since I'm already going to be doing um, what I'm doing with y'all, I said I might as well let y'all in, right? So I just want to check, make sure my volume is okay, make sure, you know, once I show everything, because I think since I am using a 49-inch, I think I'm gonna have to bring it to my smaller computer. So y'all come in, tell me hello, okay? I apologize for running late because I did say I was gonna come on at 8:30, but I had to do a few things. Okay, so I'm excited because this is something that I've been wanting to share because I wanted to make sure it's documented for my Baconbits so that they'll have something to look back on and um, and kind of learn from as they get older. Okay, because I will be teaching them. All right, I will be teaching them this. That was one of my whys. I wanted to make sure that my babies knew from the beginning things that we weren't taught, right? Just imagine how much different. I just know for myself. I think about how much different my life would look like or would be if I would have known in high school or in middle school what I know now, right? So that's what we're gonna do. I just wanna. Can y'all let me know if y'all can hear me okay? Let me check my comments. I want to make sure y'all can hear me good. Um, Speak to me when you come in, okay? Tell me hey in the comments. All right. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. Make sure y'all like this video. And make sure you hit that bell for notifications so that if I do want to do a pop-up while I'm actually trading during the day, then you'll get the notification. Okay. So for those that do not know or did not know, I am a stock option day trader. Okay. And I'm just going to briefly touch on what that is. All right. A day trader gets in out of the trade on the same day. They don't hold, they don't buy and hold. Okay. We ain't holding nothing overnight. Okay. My trades last anywhere from minutes to hours. Okay. In and out. So I do want to make sure that I am, for those that do know me, know that I'm pretty transparent. So I titled this video, if it still showed up, mistakes to avoid. Okay. Because I think if there was a mistake to be made, I have made it. Okay. And I'm still learning. We're always learning, right? But I want to make sure that these things, and I'm in the process of changing more bad habits that I've had, but I just this past weekend went to a 3-day training that taught me, that showed just literally, it's almost like they've been watching everything I've been doing wrong. And they talked about all those things this weekend. So I was excited when the market opened this morning at 9:30 a.m. Okay, because for those that do not know, the Eastern 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. is when stock options can be traded. Okay, so I was very excited because I still don't fully I did not buy into their program. Okay, let's just put it like that. But what I did do was I took the nuggets that I learned over the weekend and I applied them to the strategy that I already used. And I've adapted my strategy to the information that I received this weekend. And I'm pleased with the results. So I did a small trade this morning because I did it in my real account. I didn't do it in my paper account because most of the time when I learn new things, I'll go to my paper account, and a paper account is a practice account. Okay, that's what it is for those that don't know. If you do not know, and most brokers have a practice account that they'll give you like $100,000 of paper money to pretend that you're in the real market, so that when you do get in the real markets, you're not afraid. You've mastered your strategy, pretty much, and or you've kind of figured out what angle you want to start trading with or from. Okay. But I haven't seen any comments, so I don't know if I need to go. I just need to make sure y'all can hear me. I hope everything that I'm saying, y'all can hear. Can somebody please let me know? Okay. Because I don't want to do a whole video and it ain't nothing but video and no audio. So is my audio good? Can y'all let me know if my audio is good before I share my screen and start showing these charts? Y'all ain't got to be scared. Don't be scared now. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. Thank you, Miss Stone. Thank you. Okay, I just want to make sure because I did not want to proceed until I knew I could be heard. So I appreciate you for letting me know. Okay, so I'm going to, as I'm kind of going through this, if you have questions, I know it's going to probably be real foreign to a lot of people, okay? Because how many people do you know on a daily basis, on average, know what a stock chart looks like and then can interpret the chart, okay? So it's one thing to pull it up and look at it. It's another thing to know what you're looking at, right? So I am going to, let me see, share my screen. Give me a minute. I don't want to do that. I left the studio once. I hit the wrong button. I ain't been live in so long, y'all. I got to refresh my memory on how to operate everything. Okay. So let me see. I think this is, yep. Share screen. Okay. Okay, and I got my laptop, and then I got a big 49-inch monitor, so I got to make sure it looks like it should look. Okay, window. And if it looks funny, honey, are you watching? Okay, let me know if it don't look right, and then I'll pull it over to the laptop. Okay, I'm getting ready to share. Huh? Oh. Okay, hold on. Let me add that. Okay. So I'm gonna take myself off so that it'll look bigger. But how does it look? Does it look too small? Or does it look, can you see it? Pretty good. Let me know. Can y'all see that? Or does it look too small? Let me see. Let me see if I do it like this. No. I'm gonna have to put that in the whole screen. Can y'all see it okay? Or do I need to move it to my laptop, which is gonna be smaller for me? Huh? I need to hear y'all. What does it look like, honey? Yeah, but can you see it good? Or does it look like does it look blurry? Does it look too stretched out? Huh? Pull it up on your mm-hmm. Y'all gotta let me know if y'all can see this. Miss Stone, you still there? Can you see it? Can you see it? Okay. And is it, I'm just saying, is it like, is it not, hopefully it's not too small. But if it is, let me know. And I'll okay. Well, that's good enough. Okay. All right. So without going into like, because eventually I'll probably, explain. I know ain't no eventually I'll probably, but I will explain what all this is. But just to kind of summarize, this is my setup without all the things that I use. Um, Now let me say this. Let me see if okay. Without all the things that I use, I've got just a clean chart right now. My goal is to eventually just have my charts look like this. Okay. That's why I went to the class that I went to this weekend. Because I trade with a lot of stuff on my charts. But I do that for confirmation. Of like the trend in the time frame that I trade in. So let me just show y'all. Let me just go through each of these, and I see you see the little big green hand. That's my mouse. Okay, so I'm going to show you. I use the VIX, which is the volatility index. Okay, it's the index that measures the market's volatility for the day. Then I have, a lot of people don't do this, but I do because it helps me to see as it's moving. But I actually have my option chart up so that when I'm setting my profit target and stop loss, I know exactly where it's going to be because it shows up also on my other charts. And actually, this is not, I help my son. He traded SPY, but I traded SPX, which is the actual index this morning. Okay, hold on. Because I hadn't let me move there. Okay. All right, and let me make this edit. Make this a little bit more transparent. So it won't be so. Okay. All right, and let me put SPX up here. Okay, let me just spread this out for Monday. Okay, so this is the whole day. Again, the market is open for what I trade from 9:30. So if you look, I'm hovering right here. And do you see at the bottom? If you can't, it says 9:30. Okay. Right down here, you'll see the time. Okay. On each chart, it has a time. Okay. And it, again, the market opens at 9:30 and it closes at 4, which is 1600. Now these are 5-minute candles. So this last time is going to say 1555, which is military time. But when you take away, wait a minute, it's going to be 1600 right there. That's minus 12 at 4 o'clock. Okay. All right. So now, again, this chart is the 5-minute chart. If you look right here, it says 5 minute. And also right Let me show you another place. You can see it right here. I don't know why I do that. That right there. Say 5 o'clock up above. This, I'm changing this to a 1 minute because I trade on a 1 minute time frame. Because like I said, I like to scalp. Get on in, get on that. Unless there's a real strong trend for the day. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna make these candles much bigger because I need to be able to see them too. Okay. Trying to put the whole day into view, but I'm gonna eventually just kind of zoom in at any given time. Okay, and this is the contract that I traded was this one, the 67.40 call. Okay, and options. There are two types of options. There's call contracts and put contracts, and then people, do a lot of different things. There's so many different strategies out there, y'all. It'll just have your head spinning. So all I do and focus on right now is calls if the market is going up and puts if it's going down. Okay. And again, without getting into too much lingo or anything like that, because again, this is not really a teaching session. I was just gonna back test and show y'all what I do. Okay. And start showing y'all what I do. So that again, I can have this video for my grandbabies to be able to look back on years down the road and my children. So, because everybody's learning. Okay. All right, hold on. I'm trying to start with a clean chart. Oh, I hate yeah, okay, I'll just remove it. Okay, now, all clean charts, right? Again, this is the volatility index, which should be the inverse of what I'm trading. So if I'm trading the S&P index, the volatility index should be doing the opposite of what the SPX is doing. Okay? All right. Well, that's how I use it. Oh, and let me just say this. I am not a investment advisor. Okay? I am not giving investment advice. I'm just sharing what I trade and what I do. I ain't telling nobody to do this because trading options is very risky. That's my disclaimer. Very risky. Ain't that right, honey? I lost a lot of money. A lot. Now, I made a lot too now, but I lost a lot of money. And I don't recommend nobody trade options if you don't have discipline, the proper discipline and the proper training. Okay? So, but it's very rewarding. Like once you know what you're doing, it can be very, very rewarding. Okay. And I'm going to share the trade that I took today after implementing some information. And I'm going to tell y'all some of my bad habits. So again, mistakes traders make, right? And mistakes that need to be avoided. So a few of the most important things when you enter in a trade is knowing where to get in and where you're going to get out if it go right or wrong. Okay? Those two things can make you or break you. Okay? At the end of the day. Because I blew a lot of accounts. Okay? But so you have to you can't be greedy when you trade in the stock market. Baby, this is not the place to be greedy. Okay? You have to be disciplined. You have to trust in your system. You got to know that you know that you know that you know. Okay? So for me, and so if you are an emotional person, because it is so funny because like when I read books on psychology, and that's why I would advise anybody to start right now. One of the best books out there for trading psychology is Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Okay. And I'll put a link to the book if you want to get it on Audible. You can use my link or Amazon through Amazon. And but that's one of the, and it's so funny because, like I said, the book was written so long ago, and usually most trading psychology books are saying the same thing because, like, human behavior is, you know, it can be predicted, right? And that's why there is, like, psychology, the study of psychology, right? So psychology is how we think, how we act, how we react, that kind of thing, right? So we tend to really, even though we different people, we tend to do the same things. You know, much of the same things in much of the same situations, right? So you really have to hone in on, like, what a goal would be. Let me, again, I ain't giving no trading advice. I'm talking about me. My husband always asks me, what's my number? How much is enough? Right? So I have goals that, of course, started out small. My first goal was what, honey? Was it $200 a day, $250 a day? What was it? $250 a day. Okay. Then when I, like, was blowing through that, I'm like, I know I can do more than that, right? And then you just get greedier and greedier. Okay. And then when you see a big number, it's hard to come back from seeing a big number and start seeing small numbers again. Because then you be like, that ain't nothing. So you have to have a trade. Well, I have to have a trading plan so that I won't get greedy. Okay. So what I learned, well, first of all, I know myself. And you cannot, you can't be no trader in denial. Lord knows you won't last. Okay. So if there's some stuff that is hidden under the surface that you got a mask in that area, it's gonna be revealed and it's gonna come out when you start trading in the markets. Okay. So Galatians 5 say, the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, and self-control, which is self-discipline. Self-discipline, right? Okay. So you have to be disciplined. And you got to have rules that you follow. You got to have your goals written. The Bible says we what? Well, it tells you to write the vision and make it plain. Okay, so that applies in many different areas, right? It also says people perish for the lack of knowledge, and that can be applied to different things. Okay, so all of that to me can be applied to what I do. So I constantly, I'm always constantly writing stuff. Always, every day, all the time. All the time. I got so many notes, it's just ridiculous. It is. This is my trading plan that I revised in January. I just revised it again after the weekend. You see what I'm saying? You see all these notes? Like, I ain't doing that no more. Like, so you have to be like water. You have to be flexible and fluid so that you can adapt to your growth. You can adapt to the market. You understand what I'm saying? Because you cannot be so, what's the word I'm looking for? You can't be so stern and strict on yourself to where, you can't, just bend and again, be flexible. Otherwise, you're going to lose a lot of money. All right. So what I'm going to share, let me show y'all this first and foremost. Okay. So again, I normally have been like a momentum trader. And what it means is when the market breaks out, then I'm that person that is going to go into the trade, right? And then when momentum slows down or fizzles out or the market starts trading sideways, then I normally get out of the trade. Or trim if I don't see that it's going to reverse, okay, in the opposite direction of the trend that I thought it was going in. So, um, essentially, I use several indicators, the MACD, which is the moving average, convergence, divergence. I have used in the past. Now, all these are lagging indicators, okay, which you can adjust their the time frame that they measure and things of that nature. So that's something that I've been working on since this weekend, since I did not buy into the program that I was introduced to over the weekend. Um, so what I did was I kind of adjusted some numbers on my chart to see if I could still simulate what it was that I was being taught while I'm learning and adapting that information to, again, my style of trading. Okay. I only like to trade one thing now. I have been that trader in the past that has traded whatever was flying. Okay. If the stock got gas, I'm on it. I'm right behind it, chasing it. Right? Not no more. Earlene ain't doing that no more. All right. So now I only trade options on the index, which is again SPX, which is the S&P, which tracks the S&P 500. Okay. So stocks like Apple and Microsoft and Meta and all of those, stocks that we hear about a lot, as well as 490 something other ones. Okay, that's what the SPX tracks. And it is very similar, but it can be very expensive, those contracts. So it is very similar to SPY, which is an ETF, which is an exchange trade fund, okay, which puts those stocks into a fund, okay, and they can be traded. And it is much, much more affordable. Um, and it also correlates to the futures is. Okay. So just to give again a brief synopsis, options is not a stock. Options is not what options is. I ain't gonna talk about everything that is not because there's a lot of stuff that is not. What it is a derivative of a stock. Okay. It's a derivative of a stock, just like futures are derivatives. Same thing with options. Okay. Hold on one second. All right. So, I'm responding to a text. Okay, so again, what I'm doing is I'm doing what I would normally do after I get out of a trade, before the trading day, or right when it rings at 4 o'clock. I normally get on my charts, but I met some wonderful people over the weekend, and we have been keeping in touch. And they had some questions for me since they knew I had been trading for a good little while now. It's been about 5 or 6 years that I've been trading continuously. I first was introduced to trading options in 2004, but I did not pursue it. Children were small. We didn't have a lot of money then. It just, I know I would not have been able to do then what I do now. Okay. Um, I would have been, I'm sure, a very different trader. But everything in God's timing, I believe. And I believe it was the end of, was it the end of COVID, honey? Yeah. Like, well, the end of the year of that COVID shut everything down. So it was like oh yeah, right after what happened with GameStop. Yeah, yeah, it was right around that time. It sure was. He got a good memory, y'all. So that's why I have to rely on my husband of, 30 years. So but right before the short happened on GameStop, and for those that don't know, y'all can go look it up, but just give you a little tidbit about that. I think a hedge fund was shorting GameStop, and then when some people found out about it, they went and they started buying it up to make it go. Because when you short a stock, you want it to go down. They were making it go up. So they were making the hedge funds lose money. And it was a whole big thing. So y'all can go research that on your own. But it's nothing that I would do because it's very risky and it can have unlimited risk. So with options, it's different. You can only risk what you have paid for your trade. Okay. Options expire. You can't buy them and hold them forever. And I only trade 0 DTE, which means they expire the same day. So that's why I say I'm a scalper. I'm in and out. Just like today, you look right here. Let me see right here. This shows you. I got into I legged in, meaning I scaled in. I got one contract at a time as I saw it continuing to go in the direction that I knew it was going to be going in based on me looking at the chart. So, and this might be too small to see. This might be too small to see. Let me see if let me do something. Hold on. Y'all bear with me. That should be better now. That should look better because I put it on my small laptop because I know that big screen was stretched stuff. So, okay, so if you look right here, again, I was trying a new strategy that I'm planning for it to be more simple than what I've done in the past. I've learned when to get out and not be living on hopium or, move into the hope house. Okay, when the trade going against me. I know when to get on right on out now to have a small loss because you will have losses when you trade. All right, because anything can get tweeted. Somebody can pop up and do a press conference. Something can, like look at the state of the world in right now. Like anything can happen at any given time, and it can affect the market. Okay, so I'm not the most high. I don't know everything. I can't see it before it don't happen and all of that good stuff. We need to manage our risk. So I need to manage my risk. And again, that's what I learned this weekend as far as how to do it the right way. In the past, I have done it wrong, and I am not ashamed to say, okay, because now I'll be doing it the right way. So at 9:42, which I could have got in sooner, all right, but I almost let what I learned this weekend cripple me. Okay, so let me just say this. This is kind of I'm in a new place in my trading, okay? Because a lot of the stupid stuff I was doing before, like I know not to do no more. But at the same time, again, I'm adapting a strategy to simplify how I have been trading so that my probability of coming out as a win or green will be higher, if that makes sense. Okay. So what I did was I marked, so basically now how I plan to trade is using supply and demand. So as I'm learning it fully and understanding how it works, because I had been searching out other traders that trade supply and demand, and everybody seemed to kind of mark the chart differently. And I'm like, oh my God. So, trading is not a one size fit all. I've learned that you have to see what works for you. Everybody ain't gonna be no scalper. Everybody ain't gonna be no day trader. Some people, they ain't got time. Some people just ain't got patience. Some people not just gonna just ain't gonna want to do it. Okay. So you can hold trades overnight. You can get a longer expiration date. You can it's a plethora of things that you can do in this market. Okay. But I want to keep my life simple because I want to keep my peace. And a lot of times people can't sleep when they know they got money on the line and don't know what's gonna happen the next morning when the market opens. Okay, because I've been there. I've been up like 100 and something percent, and the next morning I'm negative. Like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? So like you just can't predict it. So guess what? I don't even want them issues. Okay. So because I don't want them issues, I'm a day trader. Yes, you could, I could possibly make more by holding longer, getting a longer expiration, but I can break it up. I like my husband said, I can hit I can do the base hits. I don't need the home run. Okay. So because the base hits add up when you compound them. All right. So today, again, since I was trading small, scaling back to try to implement this new information into the way I was already trading, to simplify the way that I trade, to be a little bit more accurate, to manage my risk better. I had a very small position. So that position size total was what I paid for the contracts. Okay. So when you trade options, you trade in contracts. It ain't, like I say, when you buy stock, you buy shares. But when you trade options, you trade in contracts. And every contract is equal to 100 shares of stock. Okay. So remember, I told you it's a derivative of something else. So as that underlying stock or whatever it's a derivative of is moving up or down, you make money. And yes, I make money when a stock go down. I can do a put contract and make money as the stock going down, or as whatever it is I'm trading going down, which is SPX. Okay, so you can make money when it's going up, and you can make money when it's going down. So, my first contract was $4.90. And remember, I just said that every contract has 100, is equal to 100 shares, right? So you multiply that by 100. So 490 times 100 is what? $490. So the second one is 560, and then the last one I got in was 550. And then I sold all of them at $6. Now, mind you, they went up way more than that. Because I almost went backward out, like, you take the folk out of, Egypt, they want to go back, right? Ain't that what my Lord Jesus folk were complaining, right? Moses led them out of bondage, and they wanted to go right back. And I was almost there, okay? And God had to remind me, now, you don't did all of this, and you ain't gonna make no changes. You gonna go right back? I said, I hear you, Father. So I had to get myself together real fast. So I'm gonna show the screenshot that I took, because I do on my phone. I'll log in and I will screenshot as it's going up, because like I already have my profit target set, all of that good stuff. Okay. So after I've entered in the trade, I go ahead and mark where I want to get out. And I ain't got to be sitting here with my hand on the mouse just ready to click. No, it's already there unless I see that it's getting ready to reverse whatever and bring it down, which I ended up doing a lot. But if I would have just did what so initially, because I've done it over and over and over again, and so don't think I'm crazy for saying this, but my initial profit target was 100%. Okay. So when I got in that 490 call, and see, I did a 6740 call, 6740 call, 6740 call, right? So that's the same contract, but as it was moving up and down, the price changed. Okay, the price changed. So, and I bought one at a time, because I'm correcting things that I've done in the past where I'll just jump in with a whole bunch of contracts. Then it go against me because I ain't paying no attention to where it is as far as the price action is concerned. And then it just immediately reverse. Like it'll go up, it'll keep going up a little bit. Like all my trades they go green. And then like if I don't get out when I'm supposed to, they're going to reverse. So I'll let a winning trade turn into a loser. Okay? No more. No more. Okay. So again, I bought the first one at 942, the second one at 945, the third one at 948, and then I got out of all of them at 1029. Okay, y'all see that? That's less than an hour. So let me bring one more thing up. All right, so y'all don't think y'all gonna be able to see this. Okay. But you can see, let me see. Well, I'll just show you the screenshot. I thought it was going to show. I've got another, I've got a watch list that I keep. Oh, you know what? I'll show it in there. Okay. So after I got in at 490, hold on, let me see what time it was. Hold on, let me look on my chart. So, okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start my back testing. Okay. This is what I do when I back test. I'll look at what time I got in the trade. At 9:42, that was the first one. So again, I always trade on a minute chart anyway. So this is the minute chart. Let me make it bigger. Let me hide that. Make these candlesticks bigger. And so what these red and green candles mean essentially is the trade open down here, closed up here. A red candle, it would have opened at the top and closed at the bottom. That's all. So green candles, they close higher, and red candle, they close lower. That's all they mean. Okay? Real simple. And each of these candles represents the time frame that I'm looking at, which is 1 minute. So that happened in a minute. All that activity, that big old long candle happened in 1 minute, right after market open. 1 minute, right? That happened in a minute. All these are minutes, okay? Whereas over here, each of these candles represent 5 minutes. See, that's a 5-minute candle. So notice how it correlates. And I got, see that cross? See this here? See that cross? This lets you know this 5-minute candle. Well, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how it's still on that same candle? But then when I moved it, well, here, see at the bottom where it says 9:35. Y'all see the time at the bottom? So that's the next 5-minute candle right here. So we got then 9:35, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 40. Now we got the next 5-minute candle. Okay, so that's all that is. All right. Let me take that on. Okay. So, hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to give myself some more room. Okay, so now we'll make the VIX chart bigger. Okay, like I said, if y'all got questions, please ask in the chat. I don't know if my baby girl on here or not, or any of my other children, but um, y'all ask questions, and then I'm sure to help other people too. Okay. All right. So I said my first 942. Okay. So I go to this drawing tool down here. I go to the time level. Do that on all of them. The drawing tool, time level. Drawing tool, time level. I ain't too much worried about that 5 minute. Let me go and move that out of the way because I only use that to again look at, because you can get kind of false moves with a smaller time frame. So I kind of use that 5 minute just to watch and see if it's turning like this 1 minute is turning to help me know to get out or stay in. All right, so all right, 942 right here. And where I got in my first contract. Now again, could have got in up here, but I was having conflicting thoughts because of what I learned this weekend, which was really almost like the opposite of how I've been trading. But when I started looking this morning and making adjustments to my indicators that are lagging, meaning they react after the move has happened, then I was just kind of, I ain't gonna say I was frozen, but I was just having conflicting thoughts, period. So I was like, okay, I had to bring myself home, bring myself in, rein it on in, and like, okay, what do I do with this? What do I do with the information I've received, and how do I apply that to how I already trade? Now, my first thought after I had that conversation with myself, okay, was wait for it to reject at supply because I knew that was going to be a bigger move, right? But then I saw there was still a whole lot of room left before the supply zone. So I was just kind of like, okay. I was like, yeah, I really don't want to, I don't know, I ain't know how long it's going to trade sideways because market moves up, down, and kind of sideways. But sideways, sometimes it ain't like it's just straight sideways. It still can go up and down, right? Because again, I have scalped many times in those little small moves. So again, what's your number? You gotta just know what your number is. So, and some trades are not worth even taking because there's not going to be enough of a move. But that's another reason why I trade SPX is because of the daily range that it moves. Okay. So just to give you an example of what I'm talking about on the option chain, it'll tell you what the expected move is. Okay. So see it when but like $2 left is what they expected it to move. But earlier today, this was like $48. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's a lot of movement that they expected that chart to make or that stock to make as far as those candles. So when you talk about $48, and let's look at it. Let's look at it. Because I know it might have been a little bit more, but I think by the time I paid attention to it, it was 48. So I'm going to use this right here. At this low, the low, when you hover over the candle and then you look right up here, oh shucks. You look right up here, it'll tell you I don't know. I need to figure out how to get rid of that. And if I can, it'll show you let me go back to the hand. It'll show you the open of that candle, the high of that candle, the low of that candle, and what that candle closed at. Okay. And then it'll show you the range. That's what the R is, the range. So like this candle, this one candle had an $18 range in one candle. Okay. That's a lot of movement. All right. So whereas this one only moved $4. This one only moved $1.98. This one had $18 in it. Okay. That one had $9 and some change. Okay. So let's go back to the trend line, but I just want to show you because okay. So the low was 66.74.37. So from 64.74.37, I don't know if I'm going to hit it right on there. It'd be hard to get that. I'm at 34, so that's good enough. So let's just see what's got the plus 32, 35, 37, 38, 39, 40, 43, 45, 46. Hold on, let me bring it down. That's 50, 46, 48. Up, 48. But notice it said it got $2 left. So I'm just going to take it down to 46. I almost made it there. I'm going to leave it there. Now let's just look. Actually, I can take it back up to that 48. So I'm going to delete that because that's what they was expecting. About 48. Let me take it back. And like I said, that was as I look. So now I'm going to take that and I'm going to do a line right over here. And let's see if it went there. Okay. During the day. Look. Look. What? Did y'all see that? Look. And right here, it went above that. But do y'all see that? That's some good stuff right there. Okay, that's some good stuff. So when you know what the expected move is, you can kind of get an idea of where the stock gonna go. Okay. Did you see that, honey? Hello. Where you at? Oh. Anyway, so but guess what? This was a supply zone that I that I found, and I'm gonna show. Yeah, this was a supply zone too. Cause see when it started dropping right now. Okay. It's all throughout the day. All right. So let me make the candles again a little bigger. All right. So now let's get on back to my back testing. All right. But again, I want my babies to know what all this means, what they G mommy be doing, and why she do it. Okay. All right. So now that was the option chain. I'm gonna take that off so I can have more room. So now this, and I always make this, and this is just the way I back test. You know, this ain't like the end be all end all type. If that's I think that's how you say it. But this is what I do. Okay. So y'all can choose whatever colors you want. You can choose whatever. So this was, and I bought the open. See, it got BTO, and it got the time. Oh, that ain't the right time. Let's say 9:42. So this the candle I got in on. Okay. Because what I saw this morning, there was a pivot around here. I think it was like a monthly pivot. And I was like, okay, if it break the pivot, close above that pivot, or this, I think it might have been right here, because it was like the 9 EMA weekly and then a pivot or something like that. But anyway, if it break that, I'm gonna get on in, and I'm gonna ride it up to that supply area I saw. All right, so that I bought the open one. I'm gonna put one on here because this is my journal. I use my charts as my journal too. About to open one contract, so I'll just put one con. Okay, and actually I'm gonna do the time. I like to move my time, my date and time at the top. Okay. All right, and then let's duplicate. And I think the next one was when the 952. Hold on. Let's see. I think it was 952. I'm gonna look again. No, 945. But this is how, again, I'm up against myself, right? I'm not in competition with nobody, but I want to become a better trader for myself. Okay, on this candle, because it broke right here again, and I was like, oh yeah, let me get on in there. Oh, hold on, is that the one? Why it be looking like? Okay, it is 9:45. Okay, I'm gonna say I know what I be thinking, but then a lot of times when I be back testing, I'm like, what in the world? What made me get in right now? Okay, anyway, that's why you back test. You know, we are creatures of habit, right? And because we're creatures of habit, you know, the more we do something, the more it'll be etched in our subconscious, right? And we become robotic and we'll do it without thinking. So, you know, you start out the right way, y'all, okay? And start out with good habits so you won't have to undo stuff and reprogram and get rid of those bad habits, okay? So now the next 948. So at 948, and this might not even make no sense at all to nobody. Oh yeah, I called because as it was, I knew it was going down, but then I was looking at something else that indicated to me that it was not gonna stay down. Again, it hadn't reached supply yet. I don't think it is, but I'm finna see. Okay. Oh, let me. That's too much word. Just duplicate again. Remove. Duplicate right here. Okay. All right, and then sold the close 1029. Y'all ain't got no questions. 1029. $10.29. Y'all see that? See, it had them hit supply, hit supply, hit supply, hit supply. And I was doing the same thing I used to do. And I was like, why you ain't got out yet? I saw numbers, and my goal was, well, I was expecting it to hit 1,000 in profit, but so I had my initial goal at 980, which would have been 100% from the 490. And it went up to as high as 830. So again, this is the oh, hold on, I gotta finish. What did I do? Oh, anyway. Okay, activate. No, edit. Make this red. That's when I sold. And change that to S for sold to close. STC. all three contracts. 3 cons. Okay. All right. So now let's make this a little smaller so we can see together. All right. So it was hitting supply up here, the supply zone. And I'm where I got it from was Friday's high. This was Friday, the 13th. Why is this not looking the same? Okay, so I think I had a supply zone. See, I've taken everything off. This is my back testing chart. I've got a trading chart and a back testing chart because I want to see, what did I see? I want to know what I saw to get in. Like, why did I take the trade? You know what I'm saying? So, okay. So this is like impulse, momentum up, consolidation, or it's basing. And then this is a drop or a move down. Okay. Some call this a rally or an impulsive move up. All right. So from there, so since it's supply, it's supposed to be from the highest. Well, most people do it from the highest wick. Oh, I was gonna say, well, I got a yellow line right there because I didn't trade Friday. I was in class. Okay, so let me move here. That's in my way. Okay. Honey, it's an echo. Can you turn it down a little bit? Honey, can you turn it down? It's an echo. Thank you. Okay. So you ain't got to turn it all the way down, just so, because you right here, you can hear me anyway. So from the top of the wig to the bottom of the body of this right here, of that candle, because that was like the high of Friday. So then I took it. Okay, let me try to see it good. All right, so that let me know it closed that body. The bottom of that body is 67, 30, 14. If you look in this area right here. So it says 67, 30, 14. So I'm gonna right click. I'm gonna do edit. What I say? 67, 30, 14. Okay, 14. And I'm gonna take this all the way to today. Okay. What did I do? Oh, I moved it all together, Lord Jesus. Edit. It got to start. Hold on. It got to start on Friday. Let me see that I do it. Oh, I know what I did. Okay, edit. You gotta take it to the what time? 9:40. Oh, not the wrong one. Hold on. This going to 10 because I got out, I think it. Nope. Yeah, I got out at 10 something. I'm just gonna put 10, 15. And then this one over here, I'm gonna take it to at the opening 9:30. I don't want it there for 9:46. Okay, come on there. All right. Okay, so now That's from the top of the wick to the bottom of the body. So now follow that all the way to, you'll see, oh my God, it just fell Friday like nobody business. Oh my God. That's okay. It's gonna be some more trading days like that. It always is. Okay, and that's one thing you have to remember too. Don't worry about missing out. That fear of missing out will have you missing money out your bank account too. Okay. So okay, something different. Cause ain't no way this is all the way up here. What did I do? Cause I know this zone was hitting. Hold on, let me detach this. And I need to pull up my trading chart so I can see. Okay. All right. So let's see what I did. Cause ain't no way. That's why you back test. So you can know exactly what you did. Okay. All right. So, all right. Um, oh, okay. Today, it's Friday. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. I deleted all my boxes, Jesus. I thought, oh my God. I don't believe it. All my little markings. Let me move this. This ain't no deep. This supposed to be back testing. Lord have mercy. Okay, save. Oh my God. God, Jesus. Okay. 2026. Back testing. Hmm. I don't believe it. All my stuff on the chart I did in mine. Not realizing it. Why it looks so different? Hold on here. Okay. $9.42. Then you skip around one mega chart. You have to be real careful when you go back. Skip some. Okay. This is today. The 16th. Okay, that's it. All right, Friday. Oh, I did it on the 5 minute. I'm gonna say, I'm like, I know that cannot be right. Okay, all right. So I did my supply and demand on the 5 minute chart. I'm like, I know I ain't crazy. Okay, so let me delete this. Okay, I think I just learned myself something. Even with the old folks say, learned myself something. Okay, so remove that. Now let me come over here to the 5 minute. Make that bigger. And then we go back to Friday. 5 minute. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now let me pull that down. Oh, I forgot that's the old one. Okay. So let me do it on, because I can't be doing that now. I can't be deleting stuff. I gotta make sure I'm on. But why I got rid of? Now I know I saved. Hold on. I know I just saw some line. Oh, that was it. Lord Jesus, help me. This from yesterday. Okay. Keep it straight. Keep it straight. Is it raining? It raining? Oh, I thought I heard some rain. Okay, so should get my box. All right, that's impulse consolidation, and that's when it started coming back down. So I did it from the high, which was 67.33, 33, or 30. I'm sorry, 67. I'll fix it in a minute. So, to the bottom of the body, which was here. All right, so I think that should be it. So now, let's see what it looks like. Edit. Have to be patient when you're back testing, because, like, again, it's how you master your craft. All right, this is supply. I had all this already typed in. I can't believe I deleted all my stuff. Okay, supply. See, so the platform that I use is Thinkorswim through Charles Schwab, and I love trading on Thinkorswim because of the ease of getting in and out of the trade and the quickness. But then on the flip side, it's a very complex system. You got to know what you're doing, just like how I just deleted all my stuff because I didn't change something as simple as my drawing set. So yeah, there's so much you can do with it. So I have to slow down sometimes. I remember that. All right, so we're gonna start. We'll take this. No, we're gonna start here. Okay, we'll take this one to the 16. At 10:15. Okay, let's see what we got. There we go. There we go. Now we in business. Okay, so edit. Let me take it a little further because who used to say, let's take it another further? My cousin. 10:29. I'm just gonna take it to 10:30. See how it just kept getting to that resistance and couldn't get past it. But that was Friday's supply. Okay. When I saw that, and see, I just had to trust it. You know, My husband got so much faith in me with this right here. And sometimes I don't believe in myself. But after when I saw this, I said, you know what? Now you got it. You got it. You got it. Or you're getting it. Okay. So let me see. All right. And this may not be how nobody else do it, but it worked for me today. So I'm going to continue to back test and make sure I see. I know that I know that I know that I know what I see. Okay. So so let me go back to on the 1 minute chart to today. That 1 minute can be crazy how it goes or how it looks. All right, it's today. Yeah, it's today. Let me do this so it won't move no more. Okay. So again, we open right here. Bring this on in. We open down here. Because I had already done this pre-market, I had already saw where the supply was from Friday. I was like, okay, I'll wait and I will wait for the rejection of supply and I'll trade to the downside because the overall market looked bearish at open. Even though it gapped up, I say it looked bearish based on some of the indicators that I added and the overall trend of making lower highs and lower lows. Okay, so and I had checked the futures and SPY. Everything had gapped up, so I knew the market was going to open higher. So based on that, because SPY opens, you can trade it starting at 4 o'clock. Well, actually, it's 24/7, if I'm not mistaken. But it ain't nobody. It don't be no lot of volume, so it ain't like it just be moving like that. But certain hours, it does move, and you can see a reflection, almost like a shadow of what's to come. So it's so funny, just like how the Old Testament is a shadow of the New Testament. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so let me see here. So I was thinking, this was my thought process. I was like, okay, I can wait till it gets to this zone and reject, and then take it to the downside. Which that's what I should have did, because that would have gave me a larger ROI, which is return on investment. Okay, so that's one of the things that I'm going to correct starting tomorrow. Wait for the larger move, the higher ROI, because the higher the ROI, the less capital you need to meet your goal. So, but I did it? Yeah, this today. But what I ended up doing was getting on there, because again, I think by the time I got in, see, it was like right here. And I'm like, oh, it still got a long way to go. Like it still had, because I think that's when I looked at the expected move. And even from right here, from here to here, oh, you can't see it. Hold on. Bring this over here. From here, I'll say at the high. You can't see it. Hold on. Jesus. Bring it over. Okay, from here to here was still like a $17, $18 move. And I really was expecting it to go at least halfway in. But because halfway in would have been 100%. Just from here. From here to like right there was going to be 100% on the trade. But it kept going here. On that candle it went there, that candle it went there, that candle it went there. And then it's crazy because I think I'm gonna go over to the option chart because I was like the high that it went from my $4.90 up here was $8.30. And that was like 60 something or 70 something percent. I'm gonna check it in a minute. But I'm like, okay. So yeah. Hmm. That's plenty move. But let's look from here. From here down to where the man ended up being, which was let me see here. That was okay. So from all right. Let me just do this from here to here. That's a $30 move. Just like so, you talking about? Well, actually, from the to the low, that's a $36 move. So literally double what I got going up. Like so, I should have waited. Yeah. So lesson learned on that today. Noted. Um. So again, I'm still learning this new supply and demand because I'm just so used to trading crossovers and stuff like that. Um, and I confirmed it with some indicators, which I'm not even showing all that. I just wanted to show my back testing. Oh, so over here, now this is a 5 minute chart. If I put it on a 1 minute, then you'll see how it's inverse, and you can actually already see that it's inverse to this 5 minute chart. So like I said, I'm here, this going up, impulse up, this is an impulse down. So, and as this is going down, you see that like SPX is going up. So yeah, that's one of the things that I use to measure the trend in the right direction as well. But also this last thing here, oh Jesus, now I know it do not take this long to know back testing. I would have been through by now. Um, okay, and see how that contract. It's not the right contract. Hold on. The contract that I traded. There it is. All right, so at its high, let's see. Yeah, I need some. Hold on. This is why I got a 49-inch screen because this laptop is tiny. Okay, this is today. Okay. So as you can see, the contract expired, pretty much worthless. Bid is zero. Asks 5 cents. This is basically what people will be buying. This is what people that are in the trade will be asking to get out of the trade. What in the world did I do? I did not mean to click that. So anyway, but up here is is where I actually traded. My computer tied. I can't even get nothing to come up right. Let me there we go. Okay. So now at 9:42 is when I enter, right? Yes. Oh no. Well, you can't do no don't trade on no 5 minutes. 1 minute. Quick. Okay, 1 minute, 1 day. All right, let's go up and bring this down. And we didn't do this over here. Look how that contract went down right there. That was when it was because I traded calls, so that's when it fell. Uh-oh. Come on. When you doing again, when you doing thinkorswim. It's a good platform, but these tools can be, finicky sometimes. Okay, so let's move this back over. And you go over. I don't want to take it down altogether because there we go. Okay, so now 9:42 was the first one, right? Let's see. 9:42. It's right here. Make it green because I bought it. About to open. One contract at $4.90. I will do this. Value $4.90. Okay. And on the option contract, I also like to go not just vertical but horizontal with my line, my price line, so that I can just see where in the candle I got in. Uh-oh. There we go. And then I'll do the same thing. About to open. One contract. Okay. I'm not going to let that be too big. Green. Okay. So literally right there at the where it crosses or intersects, that's where I got in. Okay. So there's a wick, but with the line going through, you can't really see it's a wick. But you see that wick? That means that candle went as high as $5.15 right there. It went as low as $4.45. It opened at $4.60 and it closed at $4.85. Okay, and I got in at $4.90. So that was my first contract. My second contract, and Baconbits, don't skip no steps. This is exactly how I want you to backtest, because again, this is how you're gonna get better and better. Okay, so 9:42, 9:45. No shortcutting. Don't cheat yourself. Edit. Okay, I paid $5.60 for the next one at 9:45. $5.60. Oh Lord, hold on. I don't want to do that. Okay. Duplicate. That's my word. No, not duplicate, Lord. Remove. That's right clicking. Okay. Then right click again. Duplicate. $5.60. Up. Sometimes you just have to do this and right click and edit. Okay, 560. And then the last one was 550. Okay. Oh, activate one of them. 550. All right, let me make that a little wider. Did the contract go higher? Yes, and I didn't get out. Okay, so that's the whole point of this back testing. Evaluate my psychology as to why I didn't get out, looking at how I could have done better with the trade, period. Okay, because if you look at all of this, that's the high of the contract after I got in, or for the day, really. So the high of the contract was $8.35. I had my profit target set too high. I was expecting 980. But again, you take what the market gives you. Okay? Not wait for what you expect. Because if you wait for what you expect all the time, you end up holding the bag. Okay? And you'll let a green trade turn what? Red. Okay? So this was the high of the day. High of the day. I do HOD. All right. And yeah. And I actually even had a screenshot for 18. Let's see if I can see it. Is that clear? Or I don't know. See that $8.10? And see what the profit was when it was at $8.10? $830. But I ended up closing it because remember I got out. Let me finish back testing and I'm gonna show you. When I got out. All right, 942, 945. Oh no, I keep doing that. Duplicate. 945. Duplicate. 950. 948. 948. Okay. So I'm gonna make these a little bigger. All right. And make that like that right there. That's what I bought. And I sold after. I just had to laugh at myself because I'm like, you ain't going back to Egypt. Okay. So let's see. Got out at 10:29. See, I almost went back to Egypt. Almost. Oh, I don't want to do that either. Reverse. Duplicate. Bring that over and 10:29. Make it red. Edit. Red. What did I say? $6. $6. Yeah. See, so the high of the day was $2.35 more than where I got out. And $2.35 times 3. That's the difference of my $200 in that 830. Okay. So anyway, sold to close. 3 contracts. All right, one more line, and then I'm done. Duplicate. $6. It was falling too, falling fast. Make it red. So close 3 contracts. So that was my trading day right here in this one chart. This was it. This is where the money was made. So bought to open one contract at 942 was right here. Bought to open the second one at 945. 60 was right here. Then at 948 down here. And then exited right here instead of up here. But actually, like I said, when I took my screenshot, it was right here. Right at the top. Lord Jesus. It make it so bad. I saw the 830. I remember seeing, I don't remember saying 835, but I remember seeing 830, and I have got out at the top of a lot of contracts, and I could have done the same thing there. I'll be looking at it, and then I'll just be looking over at the chart. No more. I'll be getting out. And if it go on past whatever, hey, it is what it is. All right. So took the trade because I was bullish, even though the overall was bearish, but because it had gapped up in the pre-market, it was bullish until supply, or I was bullish until supply was hit. The supply was hit multiple times. It rejected, sold off, went all the way down to around 66.85. Okay. Then it bounced again, found some buyers, demand went up, started going sideways, went up a little more, didn't quite get back to supply. Because remember, that's up here. No, the original supply. Then it sold off again, started selling off again, low of 66.81.55. Let's see. That's 83, 82, 81, 81. So low of 866, 81.70. Let's see what this means. Nope, 66.81.49 was the low of the day. And then it bounced. Well, buyers stepped in again, more demand, started going up. Then it went back. Okay, so right here, let's see what it did. What was that? What area? Actually, let's look at that. Back to that same supply zone. So let me take this on over. Edit. I got the 1030. Let's do 16. Let's do close. So taking it that way, we ain't got to go back. Okay. Came back and tested that zone again. I said, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, for what you have shown me. Okay. So, yeah. So could have actually took trades in both directions. Could have got out of that call, got in a put, and wrote it down. But and could have waited till it tested support again and took a put to the downside. And I actually could have let it close out and it would have settled. I would not have even had to close out when it could have just settled in profit. So again, this strategy is new for me. Adjusting, pivoting, learning from mistakes, so I can glean more profit when I get in my trade for now. So the biggest mistake I think I made was, I didn't get out soon enough. I got out with profit, but not soon enough. So ended up with the 200 for the day. Okay. So yeah. And if you know the difference between a real account and a paper account, well, what time is it? It's gonna still show up. Hold on. That's the real account. You go up here and change, see, live trading versus, and then paper money. See, the paper money got the PM at the top for paper money. Simulated account. Okay. All right. So, y'all have a good night. Session 1 of backtesting my trade. So every day I take a trade, I'm gonna do this, just a video blog. So my babies can look at it and learn. Learn what G Mommy did and how to do it. And how to be better and not make the mistakes that she has made. Okay. Until next time, y'all make sure y'all subscribe, like, share, comment, all of that stuff. Okay. Ask questions. And again, I will have the link to Trading in the Zone book in the description of the video. So I would definitely encourage you to listen to that and read it. If you are an auditory learner, whatever you need to master psychology. Okay, and I do not recommend, again, I ain't making no recommendations. I don't recommend nobody just jump into no live account, practice paper trading as long as you need to until you get comfortable. Because even when you come out of the paper account and go into the real account, it's still totally different. Yeah. So because you get nervous and you're like, oh my God, you got money at risk, So until next time, y'all know what to do. Continue living in overflow, baby. Good night.